Hey, welcome. Episode 23 today. And if I can be honest with you, I'm exhausted today. I am so exhausted today. Why? Because, this morning was a great morning. I got up and I was really looking forward to today because the reason why I was so excited was because yesterday at the webinar itself, I was so thrilled with myself. I managed to make a sale. Yes, I managed to make a sale from the webinar itself. And I scored like you know, 11% kind of a conversion rate, which is not bad. Not bad. Yep. And it is definitely good for me because the thing is that it's sure better than just thinking about stuff and not doing anything, right? I mean, it's about execution. It's about to be able to be disciplined and to take the action that is supposed to be taken. And speaking of taking action, I was also um I was also reading this morning, rereading rather, this book called Good to Great by Jim Collins. And one of the key concepts that he spoke about was the flywheel. And I have particularly liked the flywheel because I believe that, it is through a series of actions that we take on a consistent basis, with a consistent discipline action, with a disciplined thought, with a disciplined mind, and a disciplined belief. This is where it gets us to where we want. So I distill it down to, excuse me, what I distill it down, the three Ds, right? I mean, if you hang around with me enough, you know that I love coming up with all this framework. So the three Ds basically are, let me type that down for you. So the first D, it's about desire, right? It's about your desire. Now, what exactly do I mean when I say desire? So, what are your hopes and dreams? What are the things that you aspire to be? What are the things that you want to work towards? What are your desires, right? And so these are like, your lofty goals, the ambitions that you have, and the aspirations that you have. That is what forms the desire. Of course, many people desire many things, and some of the things that they desire may not be desirable or may not be wholesome. We're not talking about that kind of stuff. What we're talking about are, what are your goals? What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? What are your ambitions? Right? So that's the first D. Now, the second D, it's basically, the ability to make decisions. So, when you have a goal, when you have an aspiration, when you have an ambition, you must make the decision to decide. If you have two, right? You must make the decision to decide which one are you going to pick, because you can pick them all, right? Or at least not at the same time. So you got to decide, like, which one should I go for first? So, for example, for me, one of the key things that I know that I need to fix is myself. And so I go for discipleship, right? I need to fix myself first. I have to love myself. I have to be able to accept myself before I can talk about accepting other people. And so once I get over that, once I get over the discipleship, that's where I go into, that's when I go into relationship, because life is about relationship, isn't it? I mean, if you think about it, everything that you do this entire day can be brought down to two areas, right? Everything that you did today can be brought down to two areas. And one category of it, or one area of it, it's about relationships. So the relationships could be, you're on the phone with someone. It could be your mom, it could be your wife, it could be your spouse, it could be your children, it could be your best friend. You're on the phone or you're texting someone. That is relationship. That is, interaction, right? Or you may be on a phone with a vendor or a supplier or someone who is supporting you in your business, or you may be on the phone or communicating with a prospective customer, right? So that part of it, it's relationship, right? And so a big part, or one part of it, it's relationship. The other part, really, it's about results, right? Because every day that everything that you do, you have a particular outcome that you want to reach. Something that you probably do not even think about, something as simple as brushing your teeth. The result that you want is so that your breath doesn't smell and you have good, proper oral hygiene, right? And some of the things that you do, the result could be, I want to put out this video, I want to put out this article, I want to put out this good audio file, whatever, right? So like, for example, today I wanted to put out the last module of my online course. And the result I want to get is, I want to be able to complete this online course that I'm selling, right? And so if you think about all the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, it can be brought down to these two categories. It's about, one aspect of it is relationship. The other aspect of it is results, certain things that you do. Sometimes it could be a combination of both. Like the interaction it's a relationship to achieve a result. For example, you are talking to someone who is supporting you to achieve a particular outcome, right? Or like this afternoon, I was on a call with a client because the client has a specific outcome that he wants to meet, and we're working together to achieve that outcome itself. So every day there has to be a decision. And that's why I firmly believe, right, as a parent, I firmly believe that one of the things that I feel that the schools and society at large fail to do is to teach our kids how to make decisions, right? How to make decisions. Because, when you're growing up, every decision is made for you, right? Like what to wear, what to eat, God forbid, when to sleep. Everything has been decided for you. And then when you go to school, your teacher decides for you what you must learn. And then, as you go along, you look at what other people are studying, and you so decide that you want to do that. A large amount of us go through life in that fashion, whereby we were not taught how to make decisions. And then one fine day, it comes to a spot whereby we are faced with a circumstance that demands us to make a decision. And this is where we fail, right? This is where we fail. So decisions, that is the second D. And the third D, actually, it's about you have your desire, what you want. You make a decision that you want to work towards those desire. And the third D is, what are you going to do? What are you doing on a daily basis? Right? What are you doing on a daily basis? So today, as I was reading Jim Collins, one of the things that struck me was the Hedgehog Concept. I mean, it's not a new fancy concept. I know, right now on the internet, everybody is clamoring for like, if this thing is something that I could Google it, then it would bring me no value. Well, yes and no, because the matter of fact is that not everybody knows how to Google. And even if it's there, not everybody wants to Google it. And just because doesn't mean you are able to apply it. So I can tell you something that you already know, but I'm able to tell you how to apply, how to use that thing to solve your problem. All right. So I was reading about Jim Collins and his Hedgehog Concept, which essentially says that there are 3 circles, right? 3 circles. The first circle is, what is your passion, right? What is the thing that drives you, that gets you out of bed every day, right? What is your passion? What is the thing that motivates you, make you still want to do this live stream even though you are tired and exhausted, right? So what is it? What is that passion? You got to have a passion, right? So part one is passion. The second part is, what can you be the best at, right? What can you be the best at? And this is where I think I need to pause, because a lot of time people say that, well, I mean, look at me right now. I am really not good at many things, right? And that could be a reality, but that doesn't mean that you should hold yourself back, because like we talked about this before, the idea of a talent doesn't mean you're born with it. It means that you have a passion, you have an interest, you are motivated to find out about this particular thing, and you do whatever it takes to sharpen your skill and to become the best. So the key word here is to become the best that you can be. The keyword is become. It's not the best right now. It's to become the best that you can be. And so if you want to be the best that you can be in any field, right? In any field, the best thing to do is actually to teach. I watch my 9-year-old teach my 7-year-old, and I smile, because if my 9-year-old is able to teach my 7-year-old, it means that he has a good grasp of the concept, and he's able to, I mean, effectiveness of it, that's another thing, but that's something that he has to do to teach his sister. So become the best that you can be. That's the second circle. And the third circle is that at the end of the day, we all need to put food on the table. We all need to keep the lights on. We need to pay the bills, right? That is just basic responsibility. And so, the third circle really is talking about, are you able to make a living out of this? And so many a times we all start out with, what is the thing that I could do that earns me the most money? And then it turns out that, you may probably be not very good at it, or, maybe you're good at it, but that's not your passion. Or, some of us go to the other extreme. I don't care about making money. I just want to do what I love, right? So you do whatever you love, whatever you're passionate about. But if it is not going to contribute, right, in any way, shape, and form, then, whether in monetary terms or otherwise, then, seriously, it's like you're just taking up resources. And sometimes, what you're very good at, may not pay very well, but and it may not be something that you're passionate about. You're just good at it, right? And so, where does that leave us? So the ideal spot, the sweet spot, actually is at the intersection. It's something that you're passionate about, you're proficient in, and it's profitable, right? So something that you're passionate about, something that you're proficient in, and something that is profitable. And that's where you have your thing. So as I was thinking about Jim Collins' idea of the hedgehog concept, I was then relating to what I do. And so what I do essentially is I want to help people multiply their talents. I mean, I look at all the people out there, and sometimes, I feel that people are not living up to their talent. Make no mistake, I'm not here to, to be a, what you might call that? Well, I'm not here to nanny you. I'm not here to nag at you that, you're talented and all that stuff. No. What I'm saying is that you have a talent, whether you realize it or not. And you have a talent, but right now you may not be very good at it, right? You may not be very good at it. For example, I mean, look at me, I I think I have the gift for speaking and being in front of the camera and broadcasting kind of shit. But I think I'm good at that. I like that, right? But does it mean I'm good at that? I think I can be better. And so every day I'm looking at ways that I could become better in that aspect itself. And I'm looking at, what are some of the tools that I can do, or some of the people that I can follow, or, what is something that I could learn so that I could make this live shows more interesting for you to watch, because at the end of the day, I want to bring value. And so, I think about that and I say that, well, I'm not the best at this point in time, but what I'm willing to do is I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to share. Because when I learn and I just apply to my own, sometimes I forget. But if I learn and I apply it and I make a mental note that, tonight I need to share in my live show, that is a very different thing. Right. So every morning I get up and after reading the Bible and doing all the devotions and all that stuff, the next thing that I do is I read something. Okay. I read something that helps me. I read something and I reflect on it and I ask, what is the core principle behind this thing? And then I ask, what is it that I could do? I mean, what is the workflow like? If I'm going to implement this, how would it look like? And then finally, what are the tools that I'm going to need to execute this? Speaking of tools, I just got a shiny new tool today. I'll share with you more tomorrow. All right. Yep. And so when I look at the three circles itself, I ask myself, is that what I'm passionate about? Is that what I'm good at? Does it pay the bill? And I think sometimes that third question, does it pay the bill? It's probably a little bit more second order or third order than first order. What do I mean by that? A first order of being able to pay the bills is that, every time I go live, you pay me $1. Right? Every time I go live, you pay me some money, and I get paid because I come on live and you pay me, right? That is first order. Now, second order is that, I come here live and I share with you what is it that I'm doing, and then you go check it out and you purchase it for me, right? That is second order. And a third order could be, you look at what I'm, you look at what I am doing here on the live stream. And without me making the offer, you actually go check it out yourself. And as you Google me or you go to LinkedIn and search me out, you then find out that, hey, actually, I have a bunch of things that, I've created. And then you decide to buy from me. And so that's third order. So, the third circle whereby we say that whether, is it going to make money? Many a times people think that it's just going to be the first order. In other words, when someone pays you to do that, that means you are making money. But that's not always the case, right? That's not always the case. And sometimes the way that you make the money, it's through the second order or even through the third order. So friends, my question for you today is, what is your thing? I mean, what is it that you are passionate about, right? What is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you are proficient in? And perhaps, yes or no, perhaps you are still trying to figure out the third P, which is, does it pay? Okay, so if you know you have a passion and you know you're good at something, but right now you're not quite sure whether is that going to pay the bills, is that going to keep the lights on, if that's going to be something that you could do to earn a living, then what I'd like you to do is the following, right? To think about, at the first level, what is it that you can offer, right? Immediately, what is it that you can offer? At the second level, what is it that you could share with other people that you are creating? Because that could be something really, really interesting that you're creating and we want to know more about. And of course, the third level is that if you are, visible enough, then people are going to see you, people are going to know you, and perhaps, people are going to be willing to do business with you. All right. So with that said, this is Melvin Tan signing off, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care now. God bless, and bye-bye.